the city doesn't like to put themselves in a position where they have to compensate, and that's a problem.
Public consultation for the 30-year Broadway Plan is underway Monday evening, and residents had a lot to say.
The 21-story tower that's been proposed on my block is 18 stories taller than any of the buildings for several blocks in any direction around it.
They're calling it Vancouver's second downtown. That's the city's plan for the Broadway corridor by adding more affordable housing, job and retail spaces, and public areas. The provincial government passed a legislation last year that prioritizes building dense housing near transit hubs, but the city wants to expand the construction further and build taller towers.
The Broadway plan already had quite significant increases in heights and densities around the transit stations, and in most of those areas it exceeded the minimum requirements that the province has brought forward. But there were some areas where it didn't, where it was below those areas, for those regulations, and so we're adjusting the plan to bring it in line with the provincial regulations by allowing, in some cases, greater heights and densities in the plan area.
The purpose of tonight's open house is for the public to learn more and ask questions about the city's plans. But many of the residents I spoke with say they fear their concerns won't be taken into consideration, with doubts of whether these plans are feasible for the community.
When they're saying that it's going to be affordable and or 20% under current market value, I think that's a farce. And I think it's a farce because the market value is quite high. People can't afford it now. So what it should be is co-op housing, BC-owned housing. It should not be left up to contractors. I think it's, really unrealistic.
Based on the cost of building a 21-story tower, those units will likely cost $5,000 each, and they will not be available to low-income people. And in the meantime, they'll have wiped out half a block of low-income housing right now.
The City of Vancouver says it has protections in place to ensure that tenants will get to move into the new buildings with their existing rent. The city also encouraging residents to share their feedback via survey over the next month, which will be included in a presentation to City Council later this year. In Vancouver, Cecilia Hua, City News.